In today's video, I'm going to talk about how data engineering completely changed my life. If you are someone who is curious about data engineering, maybe you are just getting started, maybe you are stuck in some data role and you are not sure where to go next. Stay with me because everything I'm about to share, I wish someone had told me years ago. So let me introduce myself. I'm a data engineer. I have been working in the data space for close to a decade now. I'm a professionally certified across multiple cloud platforms, and over the years, I have worked on all kinds of data projects, from small startups to large-scale enterprise systems. But here is the thing, I did not start here, not even close. My data journey started in the most unattractive and glamorous way you can imagine. I was managing small Excel files, doing data entry from chat logs and from different groups, WhatsApp groups, collecting data from receipts, from invoices, pulling numbers together from reports that nobody really read. Just basic manual tedious work. And at that time, I was not doing anything that even considered as data engineering. It was pure chaos. Back around 2017, data engineering was not nearly as popular as it is today. There were no clear roadmaps, there were no YouTube channels explaining or breaking things for us about data engineering. I was just doing whatever task landed on my desk with no real understanding of how any of it connected together. And the amount of confusion I had at that time, I can't even describe it. It was overwhelming. I would go online and people would say, learn this tool, learn that framework. But nobody actually explained what any of it meant or why it matters. I kept searching for that one person, just one person who could say, here is what this tool does, here is where it fits, and here is why you need it. But I never found that person, not for a long time. Now, a quick pause if you are watching this and you are in that exact spot right now, confused, overwhelmed, not sure what to learn or where to start. I have been exactly where you are. And that's actually why I started offering one-on-one guidance. If you want to talk through your situation, figure out a clear path, and get some honest advice from someone who has been through the whole struggle, there's a link in the description to book a call with me. Alright, let's keep going. Let me be really honest about what confused me early on, because a lot of people go through this and they think they are the only ones. I summarized it into 3 points. The first one is the tools. Number of tools in the data engineering space is insane. You've got ETL tools, ALT tools, Spark, Hadoop, Kafka, Airflow, dbt. And then on top of that, you have got a cloud services from AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, Databricks, Snowflake, each one with their own version of everything. I remember looking at all of this and thinking, am I supposed to learn all of this? Where do I even start? What is the difference between half of these things? They look the same. Why different companies use these kind of platforms, why others don't? It was a real confusion. That's the first point that confused me the most, are the number of tools that are available in the data engineering space. The second one is the concepts. Nobody explained the difference between, for example, a data lake and data warehouse in a way that actually made sense to me. Some companies hiring for data warehouses developers, some companies looking for someone who is experienced in the data lakes. I was confused. What is this? Nobody told me when to use batch processing versus streaming, for example. I was just collecting buzzwords without understanding how they connected. That's the second point. And the third one, and this one is big one, nobody gave me context. Tools don't mean anything without context. Knowing that Spark exists is useless if you don't understand what problem it solves and when you would actually need it versus something simpler, for example. That context was missing for years, and I think it's the single biggest reason people get stuck. Now, here is something I don't think people talk about enough. At the time, I was working with people who were considered seniors in the companies I was at, but honestly, a lot of them did not really know how everything connected either, and I don't blame them. The field of data engineering was still growing. The tools weren't really mature yet. Nobody was really talking about this stuff the way we do now. Even the people with the kind of senior titles were figuring it out themselves, just like I was. And that was a frustrating realization, because I kept expecting someone around me to have the answers, and they just didn't. So I did something that changed everything. I started reaching out to people outside my circle, people who were ahead of the game, people who had been working with data at a deeper level and for longer than the guys around me. I started booking calls with them, connecting with them, sending messages, asking for help, booking some sessions, asking for guidance, and it helps a lot, but it did not click the first time. I would sit in a session, listen carefully, ask every question I could think of, and walk away still confused. But I didn't stop. That's the key. I kept fighting, I kept reaching out, I kept booking more calls with more people, asking the same question from different angles, hoping that eventually something would land. And slowly, session after session, conversation after conversation, it started making sense. Little pieces started connecting. I would hear someone explain the concept one way, and suddenly someone else told me like 3 weeks ago finally clicked. So it kind of started making sense to me. And once that momentum started building, I did not stop. The confusion started turning into clarity, and clarity turned into confidence, and the rest was history. I started really understanding the components of data engineering, the tools, the frameworks, platforms, everything. Everything made sense. And anytime I get to know a new tool, a new platform, a new concept, it just connect easily and understand it right away, because I kind of have the principles, understood the flow, understood the whole concept. This is very important in the data engineering field. I can't emphasize it enough. So if there is one thing I want you to take from this part of my story, is this: don't wait for the answers to come to you. Go find the people who have them. And if it doesn't make sense the first time, keep going, keep asking, because it will eventually click. It just takes the right conversation at the right time. So after almost a decade in this field, what are the biggest lessons? Number one, fundamentals beats tools every single time. Tools come and go, framework get replaced. But if you understand how data moves, how systems connect, how to model data the correct way, you will adapt to anything. That's number one, fundamentals. And I call it principles of data engineering. Number two, nobody figured this out alone. Every major breakthrough in my career came from either working with someone smarter than me or finding the right mentor at the right time. Trying to learn everything by yourself from random online content is the slowest, most frustrating path. And last one, number three, data engineering is not just a technical skill, it is a way of thinking. It's about turning messy data chaos into order, into something valuable so companies can take decisions based on it. And once you develop that mindset, it doesn't just change your career, it changes how you approach every problem in your life. And listen, if any of this resonated with you, if you are in that phase where everything feels confusing and you just want someone who has been through it to help you make sense of it all, book a call with me. The link is right there in the description. Let's have a real conversation about your goals and how to get there.